Hello, B3 Fit crew. What is going on? Happy Friday. If you don't already know, the Movement Challenge starts tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, Saturday, February 1st. So I'm popping in to get us ready for that, to give an overview if you've forgotten or if you're new here and don't really know exactly what's going on. I'm going to explain it to you as we get started for the month. Maybe first I should talk. I've talked about this a little bit on my Instagram and just in various ways with the communities I have in other places. But typically, the movement challenge happens in January. And so, starting this challenge in February for the first time has a different feel to it. But I hope that it's going to be a bit more intentional and that the people who are plugged in here are genuinely wanting to get, something out of it. And it's not necessarily swept up in the momentum of the new year or the chaos coming off the holidays or whatever else may have been going on for you in January. And so this is a different feel. It's a different feel. We are starting in February. We are starting on a Saturday. It is the first, but it's on a Saturday and not a Monday. So there's just a lot of different new things to fill out about this challenge and how it's going to go. But regardless of the different changes that are happening that have occurred for this challenge this year, I do know that what we're about to experience and commit to for the next 30 days is going to change how you approach your health, your wellness, your self-care, and really just your mindset around being disciplined and doing the little things. Okay, so first, let me just give you kind of the overview of the purpose of the movement challenge, what we're doing, our goal, all those things. Our goal for the movement challenge starting tomorrow is 10 minutes of daily movement every day for 30 days. Now, that's going to take us from February 1st all the way through to Sunday, March 2nd. Okay, so 30 days straight, 10 minutes of movement. Something I like to emphasize about the way this challenge works is that any type of movement counts. The way I approach health and wellness and fitness and the communities that I have created here on social media and in other places, we are essentially anti-diet culture spaces, which means that we are not pursuing weight loss at any cost. We are not buying into quick fixes for issues and changes that we want to make in our lives. We are finding realistic, sustainable ways to move ourselves forward gradually over time so that when we get some sort of progress or some sort of or achieve something on the other side, that we actually feel like we can hold on to it. All right, I don't know if you've ever done this, but sometimes you can throw your all into something, a health and wellness goal, like a weight loss goal or a 5K, a marathon, whatever you've done before, only to realize that, wow, I was really banking on the finish line to give me energy and motivation to do that thing. And so a lot of us, our mindset is, I can give my all as long as there's a finish line. But the thing that comes up with your health for the long term of your life is that there is a finish line. But anyway, the finish line is down the road. Okay. So we got to really, space this out and make this realistic. And so that's where the 10 minutes comes from, because anybody can do anything for 10 minutes, right? So there's not a whole lot of barriers to what you're being asked to do. There's not a whole lot of extremes tied into super intense, super long commitments. The challenge is being consistent every single day. That's going to be the challenge. The movement part may challenge some of you, and it will if you've been, sedentary or just haven't been able to commit consistently. That will also challenge you. But hear me clearly that the mindset part of this and the discipline that we're trying to build is the biggest reward that you're going to experience. All right. And so there's going to be days where you're going to know in your head that it's just 10 minutes, but for whatever reason, you might have a battle with your mind and you're going to have to push through that in order to get up and go for a walk, to stretch, to dance in your living room for 10 minutes, to, do some yard work, to clean up a room and make it what you need to make it to get your 10 minutes of movement in. And which leads me to another point about this is that not only are we committing to 10 minutes of daily movement, I also want you to know that any type of movement counts. Now, I want you to be intentional with it. I don't want you to just have forgotten your movement all day and then you're like, oh, wait, I did kind of halfway do some movement this morning that can count. Okay, let's go off honor code. Let's be for real. Okay. I want you to be intentional with I did this to complete the challenge for the day. I went into this situation with the movement challenge in mind and made it intentional and purposeful movement. I definitely want you to do that. But other than that, there are so many ways to just get moving. Y'all, we're not saying work out for 30 days straight. We're not saying go running for 30 days straight. We're not saying really do anything for 30 days straight except move your body. So I want you to think outside the box, give yourself some variety, give yourself some rest and recovery days, give yourself some strength training days, give yourself some walks, some cardio, some dance, take a class, really mix it up because that is where the longevity of what you're trying to build comes from. All right. Some people can be a bit type A and very routine in what they do, and they kind of want to check off a list, and they can maintain that for years. But for most of us, there needs to be some sort of give and some sort of variety to spice things up. Not always, but at certain times, we do need to kind of switch things up just to keep things fresh and to give ourselves a new feel for a habit that we're really trying to sustain for the long term. So I encourage you to kind of move throughout this challenge with that in mind of variety, flexibility with what it looks like. Don't get too hung up on what you think you ought to be doing on a certain day. If you're ill, if it's raining, if there's something else, you're going to have to be adaptable and switch it up in order to, complete it, but you can still complete it. Okay. I just want to make sure y'all hear me clearly with that. Now, what you're going to do, the way it's going to work, let me go through the guidelines for the challenge. I'm going to read them, make sure I don't miss anything here. First things first, you got to move for the day. 10 minutes of movement every single day. All right. There's going to be an accountability post that's going to post at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the group. It's going to have the day in a picture, and it's going to have the day number in the caption as well. Read the caption, y'all. I'm giving you some tips. There's some engagement questions. There's some things just to help us stay motivated, help us stay engaged. So read the full caption, but your end goal with these posts is to check in under the posts every day. All you need to say is done. You can add a little spice and answer the engagement question for the day if there is one. You can share, cheer each other on, but don't feel obligated to say, done, I ran 5 miles today, or done, I did 100 push-ups today. It's not a competition in that sense of the word. You can share if you feel inclined to do so, but we're not in competition with who can outdo and what each other did. The movement and saying done is what we're looking for. And so if that's what you want to say, you're totally fine to just say that. Okay. So that post is going to be live from 5 a.m. on the day that it's posted all the way to 5 a.m. on the following morning. Once that 5 a.m. mark comes for the new post to be posted for that day, that old post from the day before will be closed. Okay. We're going to close that post, and then now we're starting on the next day to come. All right. So if you miss it, you just miss it. And it's okay, because the whole purpose is that you are moving throughout your life differently. But of course, we want to know about it on Facebook and in the group, but it's not the end all be all if you miss the post. Okay. So if you miss it for whatever reason, just keep moving and post for the day that is currently there. I will not be doubling up for the giveaways or anything, doubling up posts or sometimes people will comment and say, done, I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday too. And it's just like, okay, well, if they weren't under there, I can't count them because that messes up my numbers and it gets confusing. So only post one time under the post for that specific day. That post will close at 5 a.m. the next day. And anybody who moves, and completes the challenge and checks in under the post, 5 out of 7 days will be entered into the giveaways that will be happening at the end of each week. Okay. So if you move and check in 5 times, that's going to enter you in. If you move 4 times and you don't quite make it, hey, I don't want you to get caught up on the giveaways too much. All right. The whole purpose is consistency with taking care of yourself for 30 days. Right. But if you get to the 5, that will enter you in, and then I'll be pulling some names of some winners for the giveaways on Sundays. Okay. So that is our motivation. That's our little fun incentive here to show up in the group and do what we can every single week. There will be new giveaway winners. So it's not a, once I announce, then everybody else is just kind of consolation. No, there will be brand new opportunities every week to win the giveaway. So you want to make sure that you're checking in. Okay. Those posts will be live for the period of time that I told you each day, and then they will close at 7 p.m. on Sundays, just so that I can get the final numbers and that sort of thing in order to announce the giveaways. All right. Now, let's talk about what the giveaway is going to be this year. Now, historically, I have done product-based giveaways, and it's been great. It's been great having sponsors. It's been great, sharing with you guys some of my favorite things. But in the spirit of doing the movement challenge differently this year, I'm actually doing the giveaways differently this year, and I think this is going to be more intentional, more impactful, more valuable. Well, I know it will be, but in heart, it's how to add more value to what you're getting. And so, anyone who is entered into the giveaway and wins is going to receive a free coaching bundle from me. All right. So if you're new here, if you don't know, I am a licensed therapist in the state of North Carolina. I am a certified personal trainer and wellness coach, and I have an online community called B3 that I use for training programs for people, wellness courses, community engagement, accountability coaching, that sort of thing. And so if any of the giveaway winners that are selected at the end of each week are going to get free access to a coaching call with me, a fitness assessment with me, and 1 month free in the program of their choosing on my app. Okay. I think that that's a lot of value. I'll tell you what. That's a good bit of value. All right. So that coaching call, it's not going to be therapy. It's going to be a coaching call just to pick my brain on your specific challenges with consistency, with your health and wellness. Sometimes people have fitness questions. Some people have habit questions, issues that they're dealing with, relationship with food questions, all types of things that they just want to have some one-on-one time with me. And so that is what I'm going to offer. I just feel like the way the world is right now, I think we need less products and more help. Okay, so free products would be nice, but free help would actually be more valuable over time. And so that's what these B3 bundles, we'll call them coaching bundles, are going to be: a coaching session with me, a one-on-one coaching session with me, a fitness assessment where I will actually take you through some exercises and some movement patterns to give you some recommendations on what you could use more help with, as far as just any physical health recommendations that I would have for moving more fluidly, flexibility, mobility issues, things like that, to just give you a perspective from a personal trainer. All right. And then from there, you're going to get 1 month in my app to, just kind of plug into the programming, see what it's like, you enjoy all the resources that are there, have your own workout program based off of what we talked about, and just an experience to take care of you. Okay. So that is the giveaway for this year. I'll be picking at least 2 winners for that each week. So that's going to be 8 people total. I may do a little bit more than that. We'll see. But at least 8 people will get to experience that, those bundles as a part of the giveaway. But regardless of whether you win or whether you don't, the whole purpose here is to move more and feel better. Okay. So we're not chasing smaller bodies and weight loss, and we're not pairing this with a whole bunch of other diet tactics and things like that. We want to move our bodies more, take care of ourselves more, because that helps us to feel better mentally and emotionally. Okay. That is the heart behind everything that this group is about, everything that I promote and use my platforms for. So that is the primary goal, and that's what I want us to all cultivate here in our postings. Any talk of losing weight, pounds and calories and that sort of stuff, I will protect the community from those types of comments, because I just want this to have a different feel than the rest of the world that is constantly talking about dieting, intermittent fasting, losing weight, eating more protein, all the things. And here we're just going to move more and feel better. That's the simple of it all. Okay. All right. So from there, you guys, we are just going to get started tomorrow. All right. I encourage you to share, under the posts here, but also in other platforms that you may be on Instagram. Feel free to tag me if you want to do a workout selfie or a walk selfie or whatever you're doing for the day. Feel free to tag me on Instagram and in your personal posts, and I'll be glad to repost you and celebrate you and that sort of thing. I'm doing it with you every single day. Okay. So we're all in this together. I would love to see that engagement outside of this group as well, if that is something that you would like to do. And then we will just get started tomorrow. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I forgot. Okay. So, in addition to the Sunday lives that I'll be doing, last thing, I'll be going live on Wednesdays at 12:15 for a midweek stretch here in the group, and I'll be going live on Saturdays at 9 a.m. for a virtual workout. All right, so these lives are going to happen both on the in the group and on Zoom. This video is for the Facebook group in particular, but say for example, if you can't get on or if you're taking a social media break, you will also have access to those lives via Zoom. Okay, I highly, highly recommend and encourage you to try to join me live. I'm doing the 12:15 over the East Coast lunch hour. Hopefully that'll work for a lot of people, but I do realize that that's the morning for West Coast people, or if we this group is international actually, so that might be a different time of day in the evening for other folks in other corners of the world. But my hope is that some of you can join me live, but that video will remain in this group and be, you know, held on to as a replay. Okay, so you will be able to revisit that. And same thing goes for the Zoom or the virtual workout that I'll host on Zoom on Saturdays. Now, the workout on Saturdays, I'm not going to stream it live into the group only because sometimes people get in groups and they just want to watch other people, you know? So I'm going to make it a little bit more intentional. You got to get on Zoom with your workout clothes on and you got to like kind of really participate. I don't want people to just be observing other people work out just for the privacy of it and just to honor the people who are actually moving and don't necessarily want to be watched like me, you know? So that's going to be something that I host on Zoom, but the replays will be available for you guys who cannot join me live. So that's going to be Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. 30-minute workouts. All fitness levels are welcome. I am a certified personal trainer. I'm also a certified group fitness instructor. And so I will be able to accommodate for different bodies, different body types, different fitness levels. If you follow me on Instagram, you guys know I'm big on modifications and having an inclusive fitness experience. And so that will be the case with the Saturday workouts too. That first workout will be body weight. And then the next couple after that will have options for dumbbells. So if you have them, bring them, but I'll explain that as the weeks go by. But the very first one is going to be February 8th for the virtual workout. So not tomorrow. We got to get going and got to get our feet wet first. And then next Saturday, we will have our first virtual workout. All right. So now I think that that's all that I needed to get to for today. I am looking forward to it. I need this challenge just as much as you guys do. I need something to focus on and work toward and just help me to kind of stay afloat here with life and with all the things. So I'm looking forward to doing this challenge with you all. And I know we're going to be better for it. You just got to trust the process from here. All right. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and let's get ready for day one tomorrow. All right. Bye.